Hey, what's going on, everyone? Soul here, and welcome to my coverage of the DFFOO Global Dev Streams from today, June 27th, 2022. This stream was highly anticipated by a lot of people, as this stream covered the start of Force Era for the global side, and along with Force Era comes a bunch of quality of life improvements and such, which will make the game easier for us. There's also some other events and things going on, which we'll touch upon here, starting right now. So yeah, let's just get started, guys. So right off the bat, we are getting some quality of life improvements here at the time of recording, tomorrow morning, right after maintenance. Character-related additions, so there's going to be some new thing called traits, which are descriptors for each character based on roles in battle. It's going to be filtering available too. So as you can see in that first Warrior of Light picture, it is kind of blurry, hard to see. Link to the original stream will be in the description below if you would like to watch the stream itself. It'll probably look a little bit better there. But you can see that the traits of Warrior Light there, he has HP Heal All, Brave Heal All, Range Brave Attack, Melee Brave Attack, Brave Guard, HP Guard, and Elude. So that's really cool. That's going to be a really nice way for people to keep track of characters that do different things. I mean, I know there's been plenty of times where I've completely forgotten like a certain character did a thing because there's just no way to look in this game. But moving forward, there will be, which is great. That's going to help out both newcomers especially, but also veterans that have been around for a while like me. And, you know, we have however many characters now, like 130, 140, whatever. And it's hard to keep things straight. There's going to be an enhanced ally screen where you can quickly enhance a character's level, strength, boards, gear, etc. from one place. Thank God. Thank God. Like, reducing the amount of just constantly doubling back through menus and just backtracking. It's so awful. I'm very glad that this is being added. Feels like it should have been added years ago, but you know, whatever. We're getting it now. That's a good thing. Getting an ally list, overview of all characters' various enhancement progress, and then total power indicator representing a character's overall power. So you can see there in the screenshots there what exactly we're talking about. So there's actually a part 2 quality of improvements. Yeah, two slides worth. You know, that's how you know things are going down. We're getting some map-related additions and changes. So new world map chapter list will be a new drop-down menu to easily navigate and access chapters. And the World of Illusion summons are being consolidated. Ultimate quests are being consolidated into one button, and divine quests are being consolidated into one button. So, you know, less scrolling. Increased Revolution's ultimate points. This is great. This is really, really nice. Summon points are being increased from 150 points to 400 points, base points, and then base wild points are being increased from 100 points to 280 points. So that'll make grinding that much easier, and that also excludes bonuses from like the Experience ×2 or ×3 books, and then the Moogle Pass as well. So now with these increases, you're really going to be getting some really high-end points, especially if you have like both like a ×3 book and the pass active. I mean, shit, you're going to have to do like what, 1 or 2 runs, and you have a character done. I don't know how many. I'm not doing the math, but it's nice. It's nice. It just reduces the grind time. Moogle Pass enhancement is Moogle Pass is getting a steroid shot right straight to the bloodstream. So the standard was 10,000 points. Now players are going to be getting 15,000 points per event. And the premium, instead of giving 10,000 points an event, will now be giving 30,000 enhancement points per event. So now you're really kind of getting that extra value, especially with the premium pass. Also faster point gains, so it's going from 150% to 300% point gains. Despite all the changes and all the additions that need enhancement points, the devs keeping it at 5,000 points per event for free-to-play players. Pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Hopefully that gets addressed sometime in the future, because I know some JP players are really struggling with points, because if you don't run the pass, I mean, it's the level of points that you're using compared to the level of points that you're getting back from events is horribly disproportionate. There's also, after clearing Act 1, Chapter 1, this is a new event thing happening. All current and new allies will be raised to level 70, and Crystal Strength level 70, and all summons, except Spirit Moogle, will be raised to level 20. Amazing for newcomers. Absolutely phenomenal. That's great for also veterans, too. I mean, all the new allies that we get now, you know, the one we get every other month, or whatever it is, will then immediately get raised up. It just saves a shit ton of grinding. It's just another way the devs are reducing grind time, so that's always appreciated on my end, because man, it's I can't find the time to play this game normally, let alone for grinding and shit. So, as teased at the start of this preview, we are getting a new weapon tier, Force. What are Force weapons? Enables use of Force ability when certain conditions in battle are met. After use, temporarily grants the party an HP damage bonus. So weapon stats when maxed will be going Burst Plus will be the strongest, then Force weapon, then Burst, and then EX Plus. So how to obtain? Similar to LD weapons, Force weapons are added over time with new Force added with each event or draw banner, usually. Draw rate is the same as an LD weapon. G token exchange cost is 400 G tokens. So how to upgrade? Limit break with a duplicate of 4 high power stones per LB, up to 3 LBs, or you can use a dupe weapon. What are high power stones? Well, they can be obtained in various ways, such as refining with power stones. So 20 normal power stones is good for 1 high power stone. For those that don't want to do the math, that is 240 power stones for 12 high power stones, which you need to fully limit break a Force weapon. Yeah, it's not cheap. G token exchange, so there's going to be, you can use 300 tokens for 4 high power stones, which, you know, that's appreciated. Have another avenue that you can spend your tokens on. Chocobo panel missions and clearing Shinryu quests. Starting July 4th, there's going to be getting more power stones in the Dissidia point exchange. So as is currently, it's 900 points for 1 power stone a week. After this change, it's going to be 200 points per, and there's up to 10 power stones per week. So that's 2,000 a week for 10 power stones, which is half of 1 high power stone. That's, you know, it doesn't sound that great, but it's, you know, it's a appreciated change nonetheless. Force abilities and the Force gauge. So fill the Force gauge to use a Force ability. With a Force ability equipped, the Force gauge fills after any party or enemy turn. Think of it like a shared EX gauge. Some beneficial effects trigger at certain percentages. Once filled, you can use a Force ability to activate Force Time. And what is Force Time? As you can see in the bottom left corner, it says Force Time! Starts at 120% on the bar. For a limited number of party turns, including Summon and Burst mode. That's very important because this will still be active if you pop Summon or Burst mode afterwards. An HP damage bonus effect will apply. This bonus can be increased by fulfilling certain conditions specific to each Force ability. So, depending on the Force, there's going to be certain things that the Force would, you know, calls for the player to do. And if you fulfill certain conditions, then you'll increase the bar by a decent amount, you know, a certain percentage that it will tell you, it will list. During Force Time, Force abilities cannot be used. So you need to wait for the current Force Time to end, then refill the Force gauge. So as you can see in the screenshot, Kane has 2 uses of his cross jump Force. When he uses one of those cross jumps, then he has to wait for the current Force Time to end before he can use the second one. During Burst mode, Force can be used, but Force Time will not activate. So if you're using a Burst character that has a Force attack, you can use it in the Burst phase, but it will not activate Force Time. We're also getting, along with Force Era, Shinryu difficulty and enemy Force gauge. So Shinryu is a new difficulty where the enemy has their own Force gauge. Like the party's Force gauge, the enemy's Force gauge will fill after every turn and triggers various effects based on how full the gauge is. Once filled, the enemy uses their Force ability and enters their Force Time, temporarily powering up with various effects. So as you can see in the screenshot here in the bottom left corner, the first boss we're going to be getting are these floating eyeball creatures, and they have several effects you can see here. So the Force gauge effect triggered at 40% and above is an HP poison 1 on the party. And triggered at 60% and above is an HP poison 2 on the party, 80% and above, etc, etc, etc. So dealing with an enemy Force gauge, the gauge won't fill during the party's summoning, Burst mode, and Force Time. Enemies may have Force weakness, which can be exploited by using certain Force abilities, which then benefit the party in various ways, such as channeling. Let me start over. Which then benefit the party in various ways, such as canceling enemy Force Time, inflicting debuffs, removing field effects, etc. Usually the synergy Force, whoever the new Force is like a 1-to-1 counter to an enemy's Force gauge. So if you have the synergy character that, you know, that has their Force weapon, then you can just deactivate an enemy's Force when that's active. But it's certainly not required to do. You can certainly get through an enemy's Force gauge normally, which is just allow them to take turns. It'll have a certain amount of turns displayed in that big circle here and that screenshot next to 60.5%. The enemies have to act a certain number of times, and then their Force gauge will go away. Now, Force Enhancement, starting June 29th as well. All this is happening the same day. Further enhance your character. Similar to Crystal Awakenings, Force Enhancements are added over time to certain characters. Force Enhancements are made available even to characters whose Force weapon hasn't been released. That's important. Some characters are going to be getting Force Enhancement bonuses despite not having their Force weapon. So this enhances the character in various ways, such as increased stats, increased Force gauge charge speed for the party, increased Brave HP damage limits when Force gauge is at least 80%, and increased HP damage boost during Force time. So even if you don't have a like a Force active, if the gauge, your Force gauge is above 80%, then the party starts getting like a bonus just for having your gauge over 80%, which is pretty cool. To enhance the Force Enhanced screen, you must have obtained at least one Force weapon for your roster or unlocked a Shinryu level quest. So as you can see here in the bottom right corner, so all levels will require enhancement points. So every single step of the way, you're going to be using enhancement points. In addition to that, at Force level 11, you're going to need to use 1 Force Stone or 20 Force Stone fragments. And at Force level 21, you'll need to use 2 Force Stones or 40 Force Stone fragments. Now, or you can use 1 Force Stone and 20 fragments. Now, as you can see in the bottom left corner here, the Force Stone fragments, what are they? They are used at Force levels 11 and 21, used interchangeably, no refining. So 1 stone will equal 20 fragments. So you'll be getting both. You don't refine one to the other like we've been doing with like ingots and such. Force Stones obtainable by maxing Force weapons. So you get 2 Force Stones for maxing a Force weapon. Force Stone fragments are obtainable by clearing Shinryu quests. So you'll be getting the stones by maxing out Force weapons. That's, one way to get them. And then the fragments themselves will be coming from Shinryu quests, Choco boards, that kind of thing. Also, in addition to everything that's happening on June 29th, with the start of the Summer Festival kicks off, we're getting 11 free first multi-draws on select banners. Looks like we're getting some new stickers, some new summer status badges, Summer Gigantor with limited time Force missions for up to 40 Force Stone fragments. So, getting 40 right out the gate from just doing his quests. 3 times Cycle Quest rewards and Cactar appearance. Ooh, okay. Stepping it up a little bit. And then limited time panel missions as well. We're going to be also getting some new player campaigns for 60 days from first login during June 29th to July 28th, so you got 1 month. Enhancement missions, clear special panel missions for various enhancement items, and you can see all the goodies right there. I see core, so my eyes light up. I'm excited about the cores. Also, a special tutorial bonus. The clear Chapter 1 player mission will have additional rewards that cannot be claimed if already cleared. And you can see there are 100 power stones in addition to 250 high power orbs and armor orbs. I don't remember what they're called. You guys can see. 20,000 gems, 5 each of the books. I think those are the triple items, triple books. Pretty good stuff for new players. They're really trying to help new players out with the summon QOL, and then the characters being leveled up to 70 and Crystal 70, and then getting all this stuff in addition to that. It's a good start for new players for sure. I love this art. Act 3, Chapter 8, Part 1, A Long, Long Road, June 29th. Yeah, June 29th. Who saw that one coming? I really like that art, though. It's nice and subtle, but it's good. June 29th! Because, of course, it's all the same event. New Burst in Force for Kane with that costume. Returning Burst in LD will be the Warrior of Light. Kane Force will be featured on both draws. So we're also getting a token challenge, Hunting Orders. Get up to 30,000 character points from the token exchange. That's pretty good. 30,000? Goody. First multi-draw free on both banners. And yeah, that's Kane Force being on both banners is going to be pretty nice. I'm actually not drawing for Kane. I'm skipping Kane. A lot of people are going to be having Kane shared as a friend support. So if I feel the need to use a Kane, then that's where I'll grab him. But yeah, I don't really have any interest in grabbing him myself. Also, June 29th, because of course, reworks, level 90s, and Force levels, plus a World of Illusion support campaign. So, 4 characters getting their level 90s and their Force levels are Warrior of Light, Kane, Mog, and Pinello. And then Force enhancements will then be for also Prompto and Kais. But they're not getting their 90s. Or do they already have their 90s? I can't remember. I don't use either of those characters, so I got no idea. World of Illusion support campaign, Divine boosts for World of Illusion's Divine Ifrit, ultimate boosts in effect with new missions. And there's going to be addition of Ultimate Odin player missions as well, because Odin is going to be coming in hot next month along with Gabranth and his burst and Force weapon, which I know my buddy Galen is super excited for. So if you did not do the ultimate divine boost grinding for Ifrit, yeah, have fun. Summer Retweet campaign, June 29th, of course! Of course! June 29th to the July 13th, Summer Retweet campaign. Retweet Kane's Burst and Force video for awards. For 750 retweets, we will get weapon tokens, armor tokens, high power orbs, high armor orbs, Gil, who gives a shit, and 4 high power stones. That, my friends, is where the true gold of this retweet campaign comes from. So please, make the video hit that, because getting some free power stones would be fantastic. I'll remind you guys that a high power stone is 20 power stones. So that is essentially 80 free power stones we're getting just right there, which will definitely help when going for your first force and trying to max it out. We're also getting in on July 4th. So, oh my God, we finally made it past June 29th, the fated day. The day the world stood still. We're past it. We're good. July 4th, we're getting Intersecting Wills Kryl, wrapped in kindness. Kryl is getting her new T-pose costume. First multi-draw free, so Kryl will be getting a force. Kane's Burst will be featured. Strago will be getting force enhancements, and then rework and level 90 and force enhancement for Kryl. And Orin the GOAT! I'm so excited for that Crystal 90. God, he's finally getting that rework that was teased for Global 8 months ago. I know you guys remember that, when they put Orin Global rework on a slide, and everyone in my server went crazy. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people in my server went crazy. Like, oh my God, we're gonna get global rework for Orin. And then like hours later it was shut down because Josh was like, oh no, it was just a mistake. Cool. All right. I didn't forget. I forgive, but I do not forget. But now, 8 months later, here we are. And that C90, it's gonna be so spicy. I got his great sword up, UW up to 4. Is it 4 out of 5? It's where it's purple, the purple background. Or is gonna be doing work. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Speaking of great, Act 3, Chapter 8, Part 2, Infinite Possibilities. That splash art is so nice. God, oh, I'm eating good this first month. I tell you what, we're getting. Well, that's about the best part. That's the best thing I can say about the art, because then we get Braska, new character. His force will be featured on both banners. Jet Burst is going to be featured on one of them. We're going to be giving limited time missions, co-op until July 22nd. Belching Purple, that's the name of the event. Oh, that's not great. Kane Burst will be featured on one of the banners as well. First multi-draw free on both banners. Ignis will be getting force enhancements and rework level 90 and force enhancements for Jekt. Oh man, Braska's design. I hope they fired the intern that did the art for his character, because it looks like a fucking fish. I hate it. I hate it. It's a meme in my server. I have 2 emotes of Braska looking like a fish, or just Braska looking just goofed, because man, that art is not good. It's not good. Like look at Jekt's model art compared to Braska's. Not even close in terms of quality. Like, goddamn. Yeah, so Braska is actually going to be the first force, the weapon that I grab, and I'm going to build it all the way up. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. I know he catches a lot of flack from people, and that's fine. You know, they have their own opinions, and I have mine. And I'm going to build him up, and I'm going to run the legendary original trio, Jekt, Orin, and Braska for that Shinryu quest. It's going to be sick. I can't wait. I can't wait. July 13th, we're getting 6 Warrior Quests Area 1. So this is a new 6-man. Good shit. I'm excited. New burst and force for Camlanach. Returning burst and LD for Cecil Paladin. There's going to be force enhancements for Rosa and Cater. And rework level 90s and force enhancements for Cam, Cecil, Palom, and Kamari. We are also getting a first multi-draw free on both banners. And then we're getting a token challenge along with this event, the One-Horned King of Beasts. So I'm excited. I had a blast the first 6-man. Getting another one feels like really soon after the first one. That's exciting. I'm excited for that one. Also going to retweet campaign part 2. Retweet Cam's burst force video for rewards. So the same goodies as before, including 4 high power stones. So you guys know what to do. Get your butts on that as soon as that appears. Intersecting Wills Dash. So there's going to be a new force for Dash. July 19th, featured on both draws. Machina Burst will be featured on one of the banners. And then Cam will be Burst will be featured on the other. It's going to be a first multi-draw free on both banners. Edgar is getting his force enhancements. And then rework level 90 and force enhancements for Dash and Machina. I'm super excited about the Machina level 90 and force enhancements. That's great. I still use Machina all the damn time in global. So I don't know why I said in global. I don't play the JP version of the game. But getting his level 90 and such, it's going to be good shit. I can't wait. Can't wait. And then finally, a raid event, July 22nd to August 5th. There's going to be a new force for Tidus. Will be featured on both draws. Tidus Burst will be returning. Cam Burst and the other banner. First multi-draw free on both banners. Queen will be getting force enhancements, rework and force enhancements for Tidus, and rework, level 90, and force enhancements for Barrett. And that's it. That's the slideshow. So, yeah, there's a lot of content here. Hopefully I explained things and made things a little bit clearer, because the whole leveling things up in Force Zero, especially with like the Force Stone and Force Stone fragments, there's a lot of new terminology being thrown around, and so I feel like it's kind of easy to be thrown off. But there are a lot of good resources for explaining things, and I will leave links in the description below to some resources that I feel like could help some players out if they're still confused. But yeah, it's the start of a new era. I personally don't know what to think yet. Force era for me is pretty hit or miss. I like that, you know, we had these new force attacks, these animations. Some of them are really cool. I really like the idea of, you know, doing these duo attacks and getting all these cool effects and such, but I don't know, Force Era just in itself really doesn't seem like my kind of thing, you know, doing 16 trillion damage before the bar runs out. I don't know. And if you don't run Force, then you're going to be doing 30 plus minute runs, 30, 40, 50 minutes, whatever. You know, it's because enemies have so much HP, they're so bloated. So I don't know how long I'm going to be playing this game into the future, because, you know, this game's given me a lot. I've been doing this now for 4-5 years almost. I met a lot of great people along the way, and this game's given me a lot, but I don't know. Shinryu era, Force era just really doesn't seem like my thing. So I'm going to try it out, and if I just end up absolutely just not feeling it, then I'll probably retire from making content. Yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I figure if the game's not giving me enjoyment anymore, I'm not going to force myself to play it, because nothing is worth that, you know, especially a gacha game, mobile gacha game. So, but we'll see. I'm going to give it an honest attempt, and if I like it, I'll keep making content and having a good time. And if I don't, then I will let you guys know, and we'll proceed from there. But anyways, let me know what you guys are excited for down below in the comments. What do you guys think about the new era? What do you guys think about all the bonuses and all the freebies and such? Yeah, but always enjoy reading what people are thinking about doing. Something I do need to say is, do not go into Force Era with the mindset that you're going to get every single Force weapon and then subsequently build them up, because the amount of resources that everything takes, it's just insane. I mean, it's unless you're like an ultra whale or a huge hoarder like I am, you're just not going to be able to do it, and that's okay. You don't need every single force weapon in the game to be successful in Shinryu Era. You don't. Like, people have done forceless runs of every single stage, except with maybe like the exception of Dimensions End Transcendence Tier 10, because Tier 10 is such, oh my god, Tier 10 is something else. I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, so every stage has been beaten without force, so it's definitely doable. It just takes a really, really long time, but it's doable. So don't lose your heads over it. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Don't feel like you have to grab a force weapon right away in the era, because force weapons, early force weapons in general, really aren't that great, especially, I mean, obviously it makes sense, but especially when compared to later force weapons down the road, you know, they're lacking. So don't stress. It's going to be okay. Relax, breathe, and have fun. Try and have fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Check the links. Check the description below for links. I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.